One of the areas that can be a bit confusing for people coming into a new TSANet relationship is the contact process. And what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through the wizard here in creating this document so you know what should be put in here and how to do it. At a very high level, what you're describing is how do you want your support department to be contacted? What is the process you want the host company to use to engage you as far as contacting your support department? So the first part of the wizard here is just simply the name of the contact document. So what we're going to put in here is just inbound process. This is primarily used more if you had multiple process documents. If you only have one, then the inbound process will be fine, but you will need to put something in here. And let me describe to you the way the wizard works overall is up at the very top of the document, you've got the area that you're in the process of editing or changing. Down at the bottom of this is going to give you the entire document so that you can see what changes you're making and how it would be presented to the host company. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, I've named the document inbound process, I'll go ahead and click next. And now what I can do is I can put in my support hours. And you notice here if I were to come down here and select hours, it's going to be able to put that in this area. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 24/7. And we'll go ahead and click next. And then this would be applying to the relationship. Now for most of you, if you're just coming into this in one relationship, you only need it to apply to any community will work just fine. And I would also have it apply to any country and to any language. The filters used here are primarily used for more advanced users, and we want to keep this pretty simple. I'll go ahead and click next. Now this is the area that might cause a little bit confusion. What this is going to do is this is going to show up down here in this before you call. So if you need to get information from about a particular customer, you need to have the entitlement perhaps triggered off of a serial number or a product number of some kind. You might want to tell the user, this is the information that I need you to have ready before you contact me. So I've got both optional and required fields, and I can also add a requirement if I wanted to do that. But what I can do is just go ahead and pick several of these, and then you'll notice that what it does is it populates this down here. So this is what the user is going to see before they contact your support department. This is the information they need to be prepared to capture about it before they do that. Okay, and I'll go ahead and click next and move on to the next area. Now, this is kind of the meat of the document. This is typically going to be how do you want to be contacted. And it could be either place a call, it could be send an email. If none of these categories here fit, you can use this optional label, and that's what will show up into the document itself. But if I were to say place a call, and what it's going to do is it's going to put this icon here in the document, and then I could go ahead and put information in here about what number should I call? Should I go through a voice menu system? These are the prompts that I need to do. These are the kind of things that you want to put into the document that guides the user through the process of contacting your support department. Now you can see here what I did was I went ahead and put this information in, but this would be an example of what you could use. A lot of people are a lot more descriptive in what needs to be done, and I would expect you would guide them through that. So this is just a very simple example of something that you can put in here. You also have 3 different methods for contact if you wish to use those, a second and an alternate method. And again, you can view what this is going to look like to the user by using the wizard. I'll go ahead and click next. The last area that it's going to take me to is the escalation instructions. And what this is if that process that you described earlier does not work, or for some reason they need to escalate the call to a higher level, such as a manager, duty manager, someone on call, then you need to go ahead and put that information in there. So you can see here what I've done is I've just put in a simple statement about an escalation process that would work. If I was doing this for real, I'd want to put John Smith's email address and also his phone number in here. But you want to be descriptive in this area as well. You also want to make sure that if it's an individual that you're putting in here, that that individual is aware of TSANet and what this call could be all about. Then you'll also notice I can go down here and review the document to see what it's going to look like before I post it. And that's all there is to it. So you're just, again, describing a process that you would want the host company to use if they're to engage you. And when I click continue here, it's going to go ahead and take me on to the next area and the joining process.